Okay, guys, so out of nowhere, maintenance just ended a little bit early. I think they said it was going to end at 10 o'clock or at least 10 p.m. EST, but it's 9 p.m. EST, so like an hour early. So courtesy of Reeve, we've got our refines to go ahead and take a look at. I'm going to go ahead and open these in separate tabs just so I can zoom in on them. Yeah, because if I try to zoom in here, it doesn't work. All right, so we have Malice, of course. We got Hoppy. We got Orochi. Okay. All right, then we have Reeve, who I'm actually rooting for. Oh, he's on one-pager? That's not good. And then we have the bunny Myrrh, who is going to be our harmonic refine. So let's see here. Honestly, I'm not really holding out too much hope for these guys, but maybe we'll be surprised here. So starting things off with Malice, we have -1 special trigger. Grants a bonus to all stats based on the number of times unit has been enhanced using Dragon Flowers. 1 or more times is +6, 0 times is +4. Unit deals +20 damage and reduce damage from foes' attacks by 15. Okay. And then if unit has been enhanced using Dragon Flowers 2 or more times, then you get tempo. Okay. Alright, then the special effect portion is at start of player phase or enemy phase, grants attack and speed up 6, dodge, and neutralize foe bonuses during combat to unit and allies in 2 spaces for 1 turn. And then also grants all stats up 10 and special cooldown count -2 to unit before foe's first attack. Wait, what? Before the foe's first attack, you get all stats up 10? Huh? How does that work? So that, like, on your attack, is that the +10 still there, or does it only activate for the opponent's first attack? That's a weird place to be getting all stats up 10. Or is the grants all stats up 10 just completely separate from the special cooldown count -2 before the foe's first attack? I've got no idea when that's going to proc, but it's cool. Actually, this is not a bad refine if all things are considered here. 20 flat damage, 15 flat DR. That's pretty good. Then she's got tempo. She's getting, what is it, +6 potentially from Dragon Flowers, -1 special trigger, a little bit of support, and then a further all stats up 10 with Lagu's friend ramping there. Okay. Well, Malice, I see you. All right, we have Hoppy up next. Accelerates special trigger. Effective against Dragon and Beast. Enables Kanto Rem with a min of 1. Allies in 2 spaces and Dragon and Beast allies in 6 spaces of unit can move to a space within 2 spaces of unit. For Dragon and Beast allies, when Kanto triggers, if ally is in 6 spaces of unit, ally can move to a space within 2 spaces of unit, even if that movement exceeds the Kanto distance limit. Okay. All right, then at the start of turn, if unit special cooldown count is at its max value, grants -1. Grants attack and res up 6 and speed and defense up 5 to unit, and reduce damage from foes' attacks by 7 during combat. And then for unit and allies in 3 rows of 3 columns centered on unit, grants all stats up X. For unit, X is 10. For allies, X is 5. Makes a guaranteed follow-up. Grants special cooldown count -1 before first attack, and then recovers 7 HP. And then unit deals +20 damage. Okay. This was almost there. They almost had it. If they had given her pass on top of the warping that she gets, I think that would have actually made her pretty solid. The fact that they didn't give her pass, though, kind of sucks. Because, I mean, this amount of warping would have been really good if she had pass. Or if she could enable pass for the allies that are warping to her. Right? Like, that would have been pretty cool, too. But just as it stands, probably needed a couple more things there. Okay, let's take a look at Orochi next. She's a demote, by the way, so easy unit to +10. All right, grants res up 3, grants attack and res up 6, and speed and defense up 5 to unit. It deals +20 damage. Are they just giving that to everybody now? Just +20 damage? There you go. Reduce damage from foes' attacks by 7, and foe cannot make a follow-up during combat. Why not 15? They already gave her the 20 flat damage. Why not 15 flat DR? All right, after combat, if unit attacked, inflicts panic on target and foes in 2 spaces of target. For foes in 3 rows or 3 columns centered on unit, inflicts all stats -5, neutralize foe bonuses, and foes suffer guaranteed follow-ups. Would be nice if they just tacked the exposure on there too. I mean, it seems like they're picking and choosing who gets to do the 3 column and 3 row exposure drive. But if they just handed that out to more units, that would just make more units better. Because that's like one of the best drives you can get. Alright, then also reduce the percentage of foes' non-special DR by 50%. For a demoted unit, I guess that is why, probably, because she's a demoted unit. They didn't want to go too crazy with her. I feel like they held back a little too much. They could have certainly made her better, and it's not like we haven't had good demoted refines before. So, yeah, they held back for no reason there. Okay, let's take a look at Reeve now. So, -1 special trigger. At start of player phase or enemy phase, inflicts all stats -6. Stall, sabotage, and discord on the foes on the enemy team with the lowest speed and any foes in 2 spaces of them through the next actions. Oh, they gave him more debuffs now. So before, I think he was only doing stall and the stats. Now he's doing sabotage and discord as well. Alright, then also grants attack and res up 6 and speed and defense up 5 to unit and makes a guaranteed follow-up during combat. Then grants all stats up 5 to unit. Unit deals +20 damage, reduce damage from foes' attacks by 7, and grants special cooldown count -1 to unit before first attack. Why is Malice the only one who got 15 flat DR and everyone else gets 7? Like, they gave everyone 20 flat damage, but not 15 DR? Really? I mean, Reeve really just wants to stand there doing debuffs, and that's pretty much what he does. I would have liked if they gave him exposure as a debuff. I guess there's nothing stopping you from running exposure on his ploy. Like, you could give him... What was the one that gave you exposure and, like, pulsing at the same time? Can't even remember the name of that one anymore. It was on Athos, right? Like, he had that as fodder. And Rune, too, right? I think Rune has it as well. And there's even a better one now, too. So... yeah, like, I guess the idea is to give him stuff like that, and then you can give him Havoc so he can inflict Schism as well. Okay. Alright, and then finally we have Bunny Myrrh. So this is our last refine here. Enables Canto 2, accelerates special trigger, grants all stats of 5 to unit, reduce damage from attacks and AoEs by 40%. Unit deals +20 damage, and reduce damage from foes' attacks by 15. Hey, there you go. Okay, it looks like Myrrh also gets the Malice treatment here. And reduce damage from foes' specials by an additional 15 during combat. Okay, and then if enemy's range is 2, you get adaptive damage. If a skill compares unit's res to a foe or ally's res, treats unit's res as if granted +5. At start of player phase or enemy phase, grants empathy, warp bubble, and neutralize effective against flying bonuses to unit and allies in 2 spaces for 1 turn. And then grants all stats up 10 during combat. If foe's attack can trigger foe's special and unit's res is better than the foe's res +5, then you inflict Scowl on the foe before their first attack during combat. Okay. I mean, they gave her some stuff. It's not like she's devoid of getting some good stuff here. So we got the 15 flat DR and then a further 15 on enemy specials, 20 bonus damage. It just Canto 2 right out of the gates for whatever reason, but we'll definitely take it. Phantom Res Light. Empathy, Warp Bubble. Yeah, this is okay. It's not going to break the bank or anything. Like, she's not all of a sudden going to be a meta unit or anything like that, but it's certainly a helpful refine for her. So, yeah, who got the best one? Probably Myrrh. I mean, Reeve is just doing more of what he was already doing, which is fine. Orochi, I feel like they held back a little too much with her. Hoppy, yeah, like, Hoppy needed pass, either for herself or for her allies with her warping antics. And then Malice, I think, is just overall pretty solid, all things considered. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think of the refines in the comments section down below. Like I said, I wasn't really holding out hope for any of these, but we have had worse refine batches in the past. I will point that out. So I think this one was actually probably about as good as we could have expected. So yeah, that's all for this one, and we will come back in a moment, and then we'll take a look at the rest of the data mines.